Hello everyone, this is Spartaholic on my Sparta7 account, and welcome to my Angry Birds Plush Collection as of 2025. This is a video that I've been wanting to make for a decent amount of time, but pretty much every collection video that I made, I just kind of ended up scrapping and not really doing much with, so hopefully this time I'll be able to actually upload a collection video. Anyways, let's get into it. Actually, before we get into that, just want to say that none of the plush in this video are for sale, so please do not go in the comments and kind of ask me, like, can I have this plush, or can I trade you this plush for this plush, because I'm probably not going to accept your offer, because everything here is just stuff that I want to keep in my collection at the moment. And if you really want some of these plushes, then I suggest checking secondhand shopping sites like eBay or Mercari, or mostly just those sites, because those are kind of the best places to get Angry Birds plushes, or at least for beginners. But yeah. Anyways, enough rambling. Let's get into it. Starting with. Alright, starting off, we have a 5-inch Gen 2 red plush. Pretty nice. And then we have a dark fur 5-inch red. It's a Gen 1 K10 release. Yeah, you can tell somewhat it has a darker fur color than this one. This is from the very first few batches of Angry Birds plushes by Commonwealth, so it's pretty cool to hold this guy. Then we have my childhood 5-inch red, who has definitely seen better days. He has a hole in him because when I was little, I wanted to see if I could get into the speaker box and try to fix it, I don't know, but obviously I was like 8, or I was really little at the time, so obviously I just don't have the knowledge to do something like that, so no, now he just permanently has a hole in his head. Maybe I'll sew that up one day, I don't know. Alright, moving to some smaller ones, we have a Gen 1 5-inch red. Does have a sound box. I believe this is it's kind of like a 4-inch version of this guy, I'm assuming, because compare these two, they're also a decently dark red color. And then we have a Gen 1 red backpack clip. Yeah. Moving on, we have a 8-inch Commonwealth red. It's also the last Commonwealth plush for this section. Now, as we move into other brands, I'm going to start with the Toy Mart red, since it's practically just a matte fur Commonwealth red, but with a suction cup string, or chain, I guess, yeah. Then we have a Cartoon Character Co. red. This is the one from the Changi promotion, as you can see here. And then we have a 5-inch Cartoon Character Co. red. Pretty cool. Gonna show a few larger ones here real quick. We have a J. Franco & Sons red pillow. And then we have a red beanbag by K Company. And to go with him, we have a smaller K Company red. Did a little rearranging here. Anyways, next up we have a Sunwoo red. We have a Cherry Coal red. This is the one that came in those box sets with the Pig on the Loose around that were released exclusively in Russia, but I guess an American Mercari seller got a hold of one of those that I decided to buy it, so yeah, it's pretty cool. Next up we have a IP4 red plush with the tag still on it. Actually really like the IP4 plush. I think they're pretty neat. There's the red that dangles out of it. And then we have a MZB red finger topper. Not finger topper, pencil topper, Moving on to some unofficial plush, we have a Lynx in red. I really like the Lynx Angry Birds plushes. I think they're pretty unique, pretty cool. And then we have a All Toys red, or Ollie Toys, I don't know, however you pronounce it. Tomato, I guess. You can see there. Then we have another All Toys red, but this one is different because this one is actually a charcoal air diffuser that you would put in your car to make it smell better. see here, there's a little pocket that has a little charcoal packaging in there. Yeah, it's pretty neat. And the final red we have for today is a red hammer plush by Pangea. Moving on to the blues, we have a standard 5-inch blue. Pretty cool. Of course, like most Angry Birds plush collectors, I have 2 other ones. Next up, we have a 4-inch Gen 1 blue, a 4-inch Gen 2 blue, and a 4-inch redesign blue. These will be the blues that I use in the Angry Birds plush series that I'll be working on. Here's a backpack clip blue, an 8-inch blue. Fun fact about this guy, he still makes sound. For official non-Commonwealth blues, I don't have much. All I have is a Toy Mart blue, which is kind of my least favorite Toy Mart plush. I don't know, it just looked kind of off to me. Then I have a cartoon character blue. I really like him. And a MZB Imagination pencil topper blue. Moving on to unofficial ones, we have a Hele World blue. Pretty cool. Then we have a Lynx in blue. We have a, I believe, First Design Old Toys blue, or I'm not sure, but it's one of the, it's either first or second design, I'm not sure. Then we have a different Old Toys blue. I got this guy for dirt cheap on a Chinese site, and I can tell definitely why he was so cheap, because kind of feels there's a little micro nanoparticle beads that kind of feel a little gross and punched up in there. And then our final blue, which is this one. Moving on to Chuck. First up, we have a 5-inch Commonwealth Chuck, an 8-inch Commonwealth Chuck, a 8-inch redesign Commonwealth Chuck, a 12-inch Commonwealth Chuck, a 4-inch Chuck, it's Gen 1, and a backpack clip Chuck. This tag was unfortunately cut off by the previous owner. Next up, we have a fully mint, yes, mint, this is the only tag that came with, Toy Mart Chuck. Then we have a Hearts Chuck, another Hearts Chuck, which was another one of my childhood plush, and a Sunwoo Chuck. As we get into the unofficial plush, we have a Hele World Chuck. Then we have a Lynx Chuck. We have an Old Toys Chuck, an Old Toys Charcoal Diffuser Chuck, and a JYS Toy phone holder Chuck that still has the tag. I really like the JYS phone holders, I think they're really funny. Moving on to bomb, we have a standard 5-inch Commonwealth bomb. Then we have my childhood bomb. Fun fact, this is actually the first Angry Birds plush I ever got. He's definitely shown his age, as you can see. Next up, we have an 8-inch bomb, a 4-inch white spot bomb. I actually got this with a majority of my 4-inch minis besides the Gen 2 and updated blue in a lot for like $6 to $8, which is a pretty good deal considering that you know how much white spot bombs go for here. And yeah, it's also the only white spot bomb I own because there's no way in hell I'm paying the prices it goes for on eBay. And a backpack clip bomb. Here's a TCC Global bomb, a Toy Mart bomb. We have 2 MZB Imagination pencil top bombs. One with black underbelly or light gray, no, just black. And one with a light gray underbelly. I prefer how this one looks over this guy. Here's a J. Franco and Sons bomb. We have a medium or large Lynx bomb with the tag still on it. It's pretty cool. Then we have a normal size Lynx bomb. And then we have a keychain Lynx bomb. And finally, our last bomb plush is the Old Toys bomb. Probably one of the best looking Old Toys plush in my opinion. Then we got to Matilda. We have a 5-inch Matilda, a 4-inch Matilda, Gen 1, and a backpack clip Matilda. There's a Toy Mart Matilda, so who's also means a Toy Factory Matilda. Actually got this from a Dave & Buster's with a Toy Factory pig, which I'll show you in a moment. Or when we get to the pig section, I mean. And then for the unofficial plush, I have a Old Toys Matilda and a Jamaican Matilda plush. She used to have like a bunch of hairs around here, but majority of them fell off because I had it when I was really young. I just found it on eBay one day and I thought it looked cool, so I asked my grandma to buy it. So, yeah. Alright, as you can see here, the entirety of the OG flock has taken up the majority of this couch, but we might be able to squeeze all the Hals in here. So let's do that. First up, we have a 8-inch Hal, which interestingly has a Gen 4 tag, despite being Gen 2 and also the plush itself being discontinued by then. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Did used to have a little press here or squeeze me tag. I think it was press here actually, yeah. Used to have a tag like that, but it fell off because it was all beat up. Yeah, I also believe it still makes sound. It's dying a little bit though. Won't mess with that too much. Then we have a updated 8-inch Hal. Next up we have my childhood open beak Hal. This was a plush that back then I really wanted, so one day I was searching on eBay and I was like, Angry Birds Hal plush, or Green Bird plush, because at that time I still call them by the color names. And I found an auction with this guy and I asked my grandma to bid on it, and we won the bid. And, yeah, and he came like a few days before I was supposed to go on vacation, so yeah. It's actually a good stuff release though. I mean, this was like, I've had this since I was really little, so, like 8 years old, so everything on Tush Tag is pretty much gone. But yeah, it's a plush that it's kind of like one of the first instances of me getting a plush that I've wanted for a long time, so it's pretty sentimental to me. Of course, later down the line I got a much better conditioned open beak Hal, which is a retail release. The Tush Tag's a little messed up, but whatever. And then we have a fully tagged Chrome Hal, the updated design. I actually did have 3 Chrome Hals prior to this, but 2 of them got lost and one I decided to sell off after I got this guy. So yeah. I don't have a lot of, unofficial Hals. We just have Linkson Hal and this Hal, which is, I believe it's a bootleg of the One Go Hal, just because, I mean, if you compare this to the actual One Go plush, which is unofficial, but also they do kind of seem to have different materials. At least that's what I've noticed. But I don't know. I don't have the One Go Hal, so I can't really compare. Here's a big Linkson Hal and a Sunwoo Hal. All right, moving on to Terrans, we have the jumbo, humongous 16-inch Terrans. Then we have a 8-inch Terrans, a partially tagged 5-inch Terrans. I'm gonna need a donor for the squeeze me tag, so I'm not squeeze me, press your tag. I keep mixing those up. So yeah, that'll be a project, yes. A backpack clip Terrans and a Hearts Terrans. Moving on to bubbles, we have a 12-inch inflated bubbles, an 8-inch inflated bubbles, an 8-inch regular bubbles. Fun fact, this is actually a White House Leisure release, so that's pretty cool. And the standard 5-inch bubbles, who also makes sound still. The final bubbles plush we have is the reversible bubbles by Skassin Brands, which usually starts off as a bomb. Well, this one does, at least. I guess I technically should have put it in the bomb section, because bomb is one of the default characters in the reversibles line, but there's not a lot of bubbles plush in that section, so I'll just leave it like that. Alright, I only have 2 Stella plushes. We have a standard 5-inch Stella, which also still makes sound. And a 8-inch Stella with the exclusive Stella tag. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Final classic bird we have is Mighty Eagle. The behemoth itself. Alright, moving on to the pigs, we have a 12-inch minion pig. We have a Gen 1 8-inch pig. Then we have, I believe, a 6.5 or 5.75-inch pig. I don't know, because tush tag's all messed up. I think it's a 5.75-inch because the 6.5-inch has a little barcode tag, but yeah. Then we have a standard 5-inch pig, a 5-inch pig with no ear embroidery. My first Commonwealth 5-inch pig, who I've turned into Ross, as you can see there. Pretty cool. A 4-inch minion, a backpack clip minion pig, and a backpack clip minion pig, but without the clip. We have my first minion pig plush ever, the Hearts minion pig. Then we have a cartoon character pig with a suction cup on his head. I really like him. We have, I believe, a Furyu pig. We have a Toy Factory pig. An MZB pencil topper pig. A Lynxen minion pig. And an All Toys minion pig. Here's a 5-inch Corporal pig. An 8-inch Corporal pig. My only other TCC Global plush. Bane Corporal pig. And a Lynxen Corporal pig. Here's a 5-inch 4-man pig. An 8-inch 4-man pig, who is also Gen 1. And we also have a Lynxen 4-man pig. And then we have a All Toys 4-man pig. Here's the 12-inch King Pig. 8-inch King Pig. You just saw him, but 5-inch King Pig. Then we have a Toy Mart King Pig. My first King Pig, who I took the crown off of like a while back, and then like a few months ago I decided to turn him into a Mechanic Pig. Here's the skinned one of the best Angry Birds plushes to come out this year. Just Toys King Pig. We have a Lynxen King Pig, probably my favorite of the Lynxen set. A Keychain Pangea King Pig. Or I guess Pangy as it says on there, but I don't know, it's kind of weird. And finally, All Toys King Pig. Alright, now we have the accessorized pigs. First up, Chef Pig. Next up is Postman Pig, Cowboy Hat 4-man Pig, and Construction Hat Pig. Alright, now that we've done all the classic plush, let's move on to the season's plush. Of course, starting with Halloween, we have Devil Red, Wizard Chuck, Frankenstein Bomb, and Pumpkin Hat Pig. And for the non-Commonwealth Halloween plush, we have Vampire Red from Hearts. I'm going to combine both the Christmas and winter sets for this section. So first up we have Santa Hat Red for the Wreck the Hall set, Santa Hat Blue, Santa Hat Chuck, Santa Hat Bomb, Santa Hat Matilda, which I believe is maybe a 5.75-inch plush because she's a little bigger than the others, and a Santa Hat Pig. Next up we have another Santa Hat Red. This is I guess a Wreck the Wonderham Halls release from Kohl's. Yeah, it says Kohl's right, or yeah, it says Kohl's. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Gone a lot with another plush. I just figured I might as well keep it since it's kind of cool to have a Wreck the Wonderham running. We have a updated Santa Hat Blue and an updated Santa Hat Chuck. The most recent addition to my collection, the ornaments. Ornament Red, Ornament Blue, Ornament Chuck, Ornament Bomb, Ornament Matilda, and Ornament Minion Pig. Moving on to the winter set, we have Winter Red, Winter Blue. Fun fact, unlike the rest of my winter plushes, which are the 6-inch releases, this is actually the 5-inch release from Toys R Us. I just figured that, you know, I guess it's probably more fitting to have this guy be the 5-inch one, have the rest be 6-inch, kind of go along with how Blue's the smallest of the OG flock. Then we have Winter Chuck, Winter Bomb, Winter Matilda, and Winter Pig, or Earmuff Pig, whichever name you prefer. Here's the Claire's exclusive backpack clip, Winter Red. Then we have my only non-Commonwealth Christmas or Winter plush, the Hearts Scrooge or Snowman Matilda. It's either one of those. So yeah. Moving on to Hugs and Kisses, we have Girl Bird, Valentine's Day Matilda, Bo Pig, Cupid Pig. It's a retail one, which is pretty cool because most of the ones that are out there are good stuff releases. Such as this guy, the 8-inch Cupid Pig. See here, it's good stuff. Then we have the box sets, Let's Be Lovebirds, and It's Complicated. And then we have Lisa Matilda, who is the only plush for the Hugs and Kisses that is not Commonwealth. Okay, at least she's part of the classic set, but her design is based off of the Hugs and Kisses one, so I'm including her here. Here's Go Green, Get Lucky Red, the only one I have. Hopefully I will get the Go Green, Get Lucky Pig, but I know it's going to be a hard, tricky feat to attempt. I actually was close to getting him several times, but just kind of accidentally passed up on him because I was waiting for the price to go down, or because I didn't have enough money for him, so he sold without me knowing. That's unfortunate. Moving on to Easter eggs, we have Easter Red, Easter Blue, Easter Chuck, Easter Minion Pig, redesigned Easter Blue, and redesigned Easter Chuck. Moving on to Rio, we have Blue, Jewel, Nico, Pedro, who makes sound, Nigel, and a marmoset. And of course, the big marmoset and a backpack clip, Jewel. And now we have the Cage Birds. Fuchsia, purple, blue, green, yellow, and red. Moving on to space, we have Super Red, backpack clip Super Red, finger topper Super Red, lightning blue, 8-inch lightning blue, a backpack clip lightning blue, pencil topper lightning blue, laser chuck, an 8-inch laser chuck, backpack clip laser chuck, an MZB finger topper, pencil topper laser chuck, firebomb, backpack clip firebomb, pencil topper firebomb, Icebird, backpack clip Icebird, pencil topper Icebird, Space Terrans, or Monster Terrans, backpack clip Monster Terrans, finger topper Monster Terrans, cartoon character Monster Terrans, and 16-inch Monster Terrans. And the final space plush are 2 MZB Frozen Pigs. Moving on to Star Wars, we have 8-inch Luke Skywalker, 5-inch Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Princess Leia Stella, Obi-Wan Kaboomy, C-3PO or C-3PO, Terabaka, Pilot Luke, Yoda Bird, and a J. Franco and Sons Yoda pillow. For the pork side, we have Stormtrooper Pig, Swine Trooper, Lord Vader, 8-inch Lord Vader, and a custom Boba Fett plush, which is made out of the Boba Fett plush that I had for the longest time. I figured since I had no real use for it, since I don't really collect Star Wars plush, I would turn into this. Yeah. We have a backpack clip Obi-Wan, and a backpack clip C-3PO. Moving on to Stella, we have Stella, Poppy, Dahlia, Willow, Luca, Gale, and a backpack clip Luca. Before we get into the movie plush, I don't know if this counts a forgotten plush or not, but we have Birthday Bomb, which I guess doesn't really count. Like, I guess I probably should have put it in the classic section, since that's the only section I could have possibly put it in, since it's not really a seasons plush. But yeah, I'm gonna put him over there for now. Actually, I'll put him here. It's good, yeah. Alright, I don't have that much movie plush, but here are the ones I do have. Red, Chuck, Mighty Eagle, Leonard, and Chicken Red. And now for a little bit of a miscellaneous section for birds I have that don't really fit into any specific game, or I guess kind of era of the franchise. So yeah, first up we have Hockey Bird. Pretty cool. I got him with the Luca backpack clip from a little, I guess kind of something similar to the Commonwealth collection someone was doing. We have Stinky Steve, the Onage custom plush made by Jake Miller. Cool. Next we have Piss Bird. This is a somewhat obscure bootleg by the company Unit. You can see by the tush tag. Yeah, it's really funny. I call him Piss Bird because, well, yeah. And then we have the infamous Purple Bird. I got him a lot with a bunch of other plush back in 2021, and I don't know ever since. It's pretty cool. It's the OG one, which is also the more iconic one. It's also the one I prefer because there's a re-release, but I really like how he looks. I like how this guy looks though. It's pretty cool. Kind of get the other plush in this set someday, but I don't have them yet. And then finally, we have my two sample plushes. That being Safari Ranger King Pig and Dunce Pig. And so, that being said, this is my entire Angry Birds plush collection as of 2025. Just for fun, I'll put a count of how many plushes there are right here. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.